The Islamic Jihad Union may be the most dangerous of all the Islamic militant groups in Central Asia. In 2004, they coordinated 3 nearly simultaneous suicide bombings outside the United States and Israeli embassies and the headquarters of the Uzbek chief prosecutor in Tashkent, the capital of Uzbekistan. They killed 2 Uzbeks and 1 Israeli embassy security guard and other personal security guard of the Israeli ambassador. IJUs, typical of terrorist groups in the region, they want to establish Islamic rule in the region, and they want to institute Sharia law, ban music, and have second-class citizenship for all non-Muslims and women. They have close ties to al-Qaeda in northern Afghanistan and the safe havens of Pakistan. They train with al-Qaeda, they live with al-Qaeda, and they even get funding from al-Qaeda. If they had it their way, they'd take over Central Asia just like the Taliban went into Afghanistan. The issue is, will they overthrow the governments of Central Asia, establish Islamic rule? That is one of our questions today. Up until this point, the governments of the region have been successful in pushing them out of the region and into Afghanistan and even Pakistan. However, in my opinion, some of these groups left on their own because they wanted to gain more skills, learn how to fight, and be better terrorists, if we can use that phrase. Has the fighting and training in Afghanistan actually made them stronger? Afghanistan, in my opinion, is in all kinds of trouble. It seems that Pakistan can't wait to cause more instability in Afghanistan after our troops are gone. Pakistan is already a safe haven to militant groups in Pakistan. We can expect them to do the same in Afghanistan. This is another reason we ought to be cutting off funding to Pakistan. We don't need to pay them to hate us. They'll do it for free. If the Taliban emerges to control substantial portions of Afghanistan, then groups could be golden boys of the jihad movement in getting substantial funding and training. I'm talking about the IMU and the IJU. These groups are growing and evolving with the times. Reportedly, they've gotten involved in drug trafficking on the borders of Afghanistan. The porous borders and corrupt government officials means truckloads of drugs drive across the Afghan border into Central Asia almost every day. According to the United Nations, up to 80 tons of heroin and 20 tons of opium are smuggled through Tajikistan's 835-mile border with Afghanistan on a yearly basis. These groups are not just running drugs across the border, they are taking over towns. One of the larger terrorist group, Hizb ut-Tahrir, is imitating Hezbollah and starting to provide social services in remote towns who feel neglected by their central government. And much like Hezbollah in Lebanon, they're winning over the people. The IJU is using Twitter, or at least trying to. In January, the IJU established 2 Twitter accounts only to have them suspended by Twitter. Twitter, in my opinion, of course, was following the law. The IJU was designated as a foreign terrorist organization by the State Department on June 17, 2005. Section 219 of the Immigration and Nationality Act states that it's unlawful to provide a designated FTO with, quote, material support or resources, including property, tangible or intangible services, and among them communication equipment and facilities. After I and 6 other members of Congress raised this issue with the Department of Justice in September, Twitter finally took down the Somali terrorist group Al-Shabaab's account in January. There's no reason why Twitter should not constantly, or rather consistently, follow the law, take down 2 other officially recognized foreign terrorist organizations, Hamas and Hezbollah, who began tweeting in 2009 and 2011. More and more terrorist groups are recognizing the value of using Twitter as a tool to spread its recruiting and its ideological concepts. Terrorist groups like those in Central Asia and around the world are not going away. They don't want to go away, and they're going to continue to grow. We need to see the obvious. We cannot be taken by surprise. We must be prepared now and deal with terrorism wherever it raises its head. And I yield back.